You are in Chennai?
Oh, Prabhu is asking, huh? You missed what did I discuss? I am in Baroda now, Prabhu.
Oh, great. You are
Krishna willing from here to Rajkot. Sorry?
You are expanding to different places.
I don't know. Krishna is kicking me everywhere. I am just going wherever he kicks. Like
Yes.
football, Prabhu. Best realization, best thing is that we should be like a football, wherever Krishna kicks, we should just go. And finally he will put us in the right goal,
You are setting perfect example of detachment.
Yeah,
So
but the kick will be painful. We have to tolerate.
Any plans to come to Pune?
I really want to, Prabhu, but it is so tight. I have to be in Govardhan Eco Village. I have a meeting with Gauranga Darshan Prabhu and Gaurang Prabhu for a couple of days. And we are working out something. That's 28, 29. And then after that, I might be spending some time in Mumbai, then onwards to Chennai. So that's the current plan. But what I'm thinking is, Prabhu, looking at very tight schedule in Pune also, I saw that there is Bhagavad Saptaha programs happening in the first week of Jan. From 30th of December onwards, I heard Loknath Maharaj is giving Bhagavatam class, and then Saram Prabhu is coming and all that. So probably end of January or first week of February, something like that we should work out for.
Okay.
And I also heard that Indrajimna Maharaj is coming mid-Jan, so to Pune. So there's a lot of things happening out there. So I want to make sure we don't all the devotees don't get overburnt. I mean to say transcendentally burnt. Continuously they have to go through their so much services. No? So okay, we'll start. Already we are late by 10 minutes. We say the pranam prayers for Prabhupada. Om Namo Vishnupada Krishna Prashta Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namni Namaste Saraswati Ved Gauravani Pachane Nurvisheshwani Vadi Pachata Deshitarme Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadvaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaurapada Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Devachalam Pangam Langete Girim Yatkripatamhamade Shri Guru Tarinam Shri Paramanandam. So we are starting off with this letter by Mayor Kanatrano. He writes a very beautiful appreciation letter for Prabhupada. I think we may have to zoom it a bit, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, yes, perfectly zoomed and now we can read very well now.
Well, very good, super. Thank you, Prabhu. So who would like to start off with this now?
I will start, Prabhu.
Sure, great.
From this respected Swami
letter on March 30.
Yeah. Respected Swami Prabhupada Ji, please accept my respects. My wife and I were so pleased to meet your divine grace here in Mumbai. Certainly, you must be the representative of Lord Krishna, because you are fulfilling his prediction as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that in every village and town in every country of the world, his name will be sung. You only went to the Western world a few years ago, and already you have established over 102 Sri Sri Radha Krishna temples all over the globe. You may know I personally have met your devotees in Los Angeles, New York, Washington DC, Buffalo, New York, and Paris, France. The deity worship of Radha Krishna in Los Angeles is gorgeous.
Gorgeous, clean, and punctual.
Gorgeous, clean, and punctual. And your printing press in New York, which I also saw, is doing a beautiful job of printing your books in English editions with Sanskrit and original color paintings by your disciples. You are working very hard to spread our Shastras into English to spread our original Indian culture for the benefit of the suffering world, and you therefore claim the title as India's greatest spiritual ambassador to the world. Here in Mumbai, I had the privilege of being chief guest at one of the big festivals at your Sri Sri Radha Krishna temple in Juhu. There too, the activities are progressing very nicely and the local people are participating. Under the leadership of Sri Giriraj, your disciples are working very sincerely and enthusiastically, and I want your movement to expand more and more in India, because your society alone is counteracting the counteracting the degradation of our modern youth who are falling off saints in propagating Krishna consciousness
No.
around the world.
Falling prey to permissive life.
Falling prey to permissive life. You have already surpassed the greatest of saints in propagating Krishna consciousness around the world. And now with your foreign disciples, you are helping Indians themselves remember their own great heritage, and so you have practically become a national hero.
Amazing, no? For a mayor to
Absolutely.
write like this, huh? That is why you see the vision that Prabhupada had. He kept on telling Bombay, 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 even though they were all telling no, Prabhupada, West, other outside India is better place for preaching. But Prabhupada said, you see, that seed which Prabhupada had put at that time, we had no other temples in Bombay. Even this temple, it had to be built. But you see now how Juhu temple is, how Chowpatty temple is, how Mira Road, Radha Giridhari temple is. Everywhere it is overflowing, isn't it? And every single celebrity in Mumbai, they without fail they come to the temple.
Yes.
Either for
Prabhuji, even
Janmashtami or Diwali or New
there
Year
is
or
also
something. Yes. Yes.
Prabhuji, there is new Kharga temple also.
Yeah, I've been there. When the
Very
temple is
beautiful.
built, that will be the second largest after TOVP.
Oh, is
I
it?
think they have
No, we have
some
not seen that.
80 or 100 crores. I don't know how much is that. 80 or 100 crores worth temple.
8 acres land, Prabhu.
Yeah, and it's in such a beautiful place. Next to the temple is a huge park and wonderful area that is. And I don't know when the temple comes, how that area is going to be occupied by all the markets and shops and this and that, So
Yes.
wherever ISKCON temple comes, then it's like the land price increases fivefold, even before it is built.
Yes.
Thane also there is some.
So
Thane also
see,
there is plan.
that
In
is also
Thane.
Kalacakra Prabhu is doing that in Thane. And apart from that, there are so many temples around everywhere. No? There is no dearth of chances for because people have all these facilities. They want to give it for some good purpose. So what is it that Prabhupada did it uniquely? That he created that confidence in people that not only me, but my followers are also sincere in doing the service for the whole world. So that is why even after Prabhupada left, still when you go, say they are automatically they're coming and giving the land in the name of Prabhupada. You see, isn't it? Many temples are coming after Prabhupada left.
Yeah.
But we have about close to 600-700 temples around it. And in fact, it is such a situation that our devotees have to say no to the donations of land for some places. They're just giving land after land after land. Managing is the most difficult,
Yeah.
Our devotees have to run from one end to the other end to another end to another end. And just to manage the construction and all these things, they lose all their hairs. So there are times when they had to say no. But just wait for some time. We are busy with one other project. And you see Radhesham Prabhu's master stroke. He said one big temple, all others are mid-size or smaller size temples. You see, now every single thing there are satellite temples are there. Vishal Nagar, Karadi, then Hinjewadi is there. Then where else? Apart from the other main temples. So you see, those who are following Prabhupada's footsteps, sincerely, they are able to do this breaking grounds more and more, isn't it? Because you see, every time a new temple is built, an oasis comes up in the land, like a desert, in a desert-like place. That is how it is. It's like oasis in a desert. So devotees, even common people come and throng the place like anything. They want that peace of mind. They feel that peace of mind. And as Prabhupada, as it is said very clearly, this our mayor is writing, in Los Angeles, your worship was clean, very clean and immaculate. And these are all done by the foreign disciples who were just a few years before were drug addicts, and they were completely in the delirious state, whatever. What magic Prabhupada had done, you see here. And there's a very interesting example. My Guru Maharaj, Master Maharaj would say that the Australia temple, Sydney temple, the temple is actually built on top of a graveyard. That land is a graveyard land. But Prabhupada said, doesn't matter. Shivji sits in the top of graveyard only. Krishna also likes graveyard, don't worry. Those who are grave only will be in the graveyard, And Bhagavad Gita says, Dhira Satrana Muhyati. So Dhira means grave, sober. So one who is grave, they will be liked by Krishna. So they built this beautiful place in that place. Even now it is standing there. And Prabhupada, that Radha Gopinath deity, you should see, it's only some 2 feet tall, not more than 2 feet or 1.5 feet tall only. Very small deities, but beautiful deities. More than marble, Radha Gopinath. So Prabhupada from Mumbai to Sydney, he literally carried both of them in his lap all through. He didn't want to put them down. He said, I cannot put them in cabin thing and all, or this baggage and all. He carried them to 20 hours on his lap, and he went and he installed them. And then he had to go to the next program, next world, some other part of the world. So he just folded his hands in front of the lordships and said, my dear Lord, please forgive me. I am leaving you in the hands of these rascals. This is the word he used. That time, please, you train them. I don't have time to train them. You train them yourself, and you do whatever you want with them, and please maintain yourself. And then he left. He taught them basic things, of course. But you see, Maharaj was saying that now if you go, that's one of the most clear, best maintained temples in the world. That cleanliness with which the Westerners and in India, there is not so much cleanliness. You know that. Our temple looks like a temple only when it is dirty. When if it is too much clean temples, no, our people don't like it. I used to take some of our friends to the ISKCON temples, when long ago to the Bangalore temple or some other places. They will come very enthusiastically, they will come. But after coming, they will say, it doesn't feel like I have come to the temple, It felt like I've come to Krishna's office. It is so clean and it is everything in place. I don't feel, I need some oil there, something spilled here, something there. So they are used to that kind of. So the point is, see how Prabhupada's magic works, how Prabhupada's purity works. They took so much sincerity because of that, only because they wanted to please Prabhupada. That temple, I have been there for one Janmashtami. I spent one month there in Sydney, and I was there around the Janmashtami time. Oh my God, amazing temple environment. That temple is okay, reasonable sized temple. I would say as big as say maybe Pune Camp Temple. I mean, not just that hall, but the entire, if you take the other spaces also. But when night 11:50, they switched off all the lights, complete dark, and Kirtan was going on for 5 hours from 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock onwards. It was going on. At 11:50, they put off all the lights, and outside another 5,000 people are waiting. Inside some 2,000 or whatever, they were literally squeezing their legs. And I was literally sitting for 6 hours in one pose in the kirtan. I couldn't even move my legs. And uproar these kirtans are going on. 11:50, they made it completely pitch dark. And they said, don't panic. It's not a power cut. We have only switched off the lights. And they just put candle lights around Krishna and Radha. And only they were visible. Only their face and their thing was visible. So amazing experience. And then at 12 o'clock, they switched on all the lights. They were singing all bhajans and everything. And then again, more uproar this kirtan. Program went on till 3 a.m. in the morning. And you just imagine, Prabhupada was saying like that. But the point here we have to understand is, he trained them by his purity. By his purity, he created that commitment in those disciples. Training is not simply done and get, okay, you do like this, you do like that. Is not training. That is only one part of the training. But actual part is for them to develop that eagerness to serve. Only when someone is really, really pure, that the dependent person or the disciple or follower will like to please them. See, what relationship from a mundane terms does Prabhupada have with these people? They were someone else. He's not in the same country, doesn't speak the same language, is not the same race or community or so, no culture. Culture is so different. And how can he make them so much surrender to him that they could give up their life, money, everything for his sake? Even now they are doing it. Isn't it? You see, just for example, you take Jayapatak Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj and all, how much health issues they have, still they are giving up their every inch or ounce of their time and energy to Krishna and Prabhupada. Right? So that is because them through his purity. He forced Krishna by his purity. Now, if you take that temple, is most immaculate temple. All temples, of course. You go to Soho Street temple, there will not be a speck of dust, but still they will clean the whole temple. They will put seats for everybody to sit on, like the sitting mat, no? That sitting mat, they will be sitting on it, and then after the class is over, they will clean every single thing with wet cloth and then dry cloth. This is a service they have been doing it for decades, and they will clean all the windowsills, windows, everything they will clean. Every single day they will do. What an amazing thing that Prabhupada has transformed, right? So that is why you see, it has impacted this mayor in Mumbai that day, that time, that Mayor Ganatra. He must be a Gujarati. Ganatra is a Gujarati surname. So this is such an amazing thing, right? This magic can happen only by the purity of Prabhupada, nothing else. Okay, let's read further.
Thank you, Prabhu. You have been kind enough to invite me to stay at your centers all around the world. Although I will not be able to take the advantage of your kind offer at this time, I hope that next year I will be your guest.
Gaurav Prabhu? Yes, Prabhu.
थोड़ा ज़्यादा है, ऊपर गया. And have another opportunity to enjoy the pure spiritual life promoted by your ISKCON institution. Pranams, your faithfully, Ravi K. Ganatra, Mayor of Mumbai.
Amazing. See,
Amazing.
for a mayor, and Prabhupada has not spent much time with him, maybe once or twice, but everything is through action. How Prabhupada is able to make all these people work so sincerely. He's making them dance like puppets in his hands, And that was a huge surprise for them, because it's very difficult to even make Indians to do, but Prabhupada is making Westerners to do. Normally, they like those days in 1960s and 70s, we were much closer to the pre-independence era, correct? So India was always considered as primitive. People were always considered as, you don't know how to manage. You people are, you need training. For 200 years, you were being ruled ruled over, all those kind of impression. Even now they carry. Britishers, they still don't consider India as a many Britishers, not everyone. Many Britishers consider India as a, like, you people know only to work like a laborer, not like you can't manage things and all. No? But there you see how Prabhupada created the worldwide movement, and in fact, in that if you have to call it that way, he employed everybody from all over the world. This is the only, if you want to see ISKCON as an organization or a company, you just think of it like a company. It's the only company where every single country has its presence as employees. If you want to call all of us that way, it's not that way. I'm just saying, just giving a simile. So this beautiful letter that he has written, and it's coming from his heart. Nobody forced him to write just for some ad sake, Okay, so who wants to read from the next page, next to that onwards? Some very interesting thing is going to come up.
Prabhuji, this temple inauguration he wanted to see and desperately wanted to see this inauguration, but unfortunately he could not do it, see it before leaving body.
No, actually, more than Prabhupada, it was the disciples who were desperately wanting to see.
Yes.
Prabhupada was not so much, he wanted to see, but he was not so much forcing Krishna to do that. See, that is a beautiful thing with the acharyas, They may have the desire, but they will never force Krishna to fulfill that desire.
Okay.
They will say, Krishna, if you so desire, you let me do it. Otherwise, I am happy to do whatever you want. Then my Guru Maharaj also, Maharashtra Maharaj in his last days, just a few days before his passing away, just 2-3 weeks before passing away, in Bhaktivedanta hospital, he had a very severe stroke. I mean to say, pain all over the body and not able to breathe. And 2 nights he couldn't sleep at all. So devotees all thought that he's going to leave. That December 27, 28, around that, more or less around this time period where we are right now. Today is 21, but around the same time he had this thing in 2010, 13 years ago. At that time, everybody was decided almost that yes, time has come for Maharaj to leave. But all night Maharaj was up, and towards the end of it, that time for Maharaj also, Rajkot temple was like only 50% completed, and we were expecting him to be there for the temple to be finished and all that. But Maharaj said, see, when Krishna says it's time for us to go, we'll have to go. We cannot tell Krishna that, Krishna, I'm doing it for you only. Why can't you allow me to stay here? Those things don't happen. So that night, devotees all felt that, okay, Maharaj is going to leave 27, around that time. I was in US that time, and I thought, I didn't know about this seriousness. I called the personal server at that time, Vaishnav Prabhu from US. I called him and said, how is Maharaj? I was talking about some preaching program that was happening there. Then he said, what are you doing there? You just take the next flight and come here. Maharaj is leaving. And I said, I was literally, hands were shaking because I have gone on an official trip. And I can't tell them that I want to go back right away, But still I told, somehow or other I did something, and then I came. But by then, what happened? In the morning, Maharaj started to breathe a little bit more and slept a little bit. And then he shared some very profound realization with us, He said, see, last night I was ready to leave. But I had to wait for Krishna to tell me the final decision from his side. So it was very hard for me to wait till that. During that time, my body will pain, my everything will be there. I had to tolerate it. So they never force Krishna. They say, Krishna, whatever you wish to do, you want me to stay, I will stay. You want me to continue, I will continue. I mean, you want me to return to you, I will return. So this is how, pure devotees, though Krishna gives them the control, they don't take advantage of that control. That's the message. Krishna gave full control to Prabhupada, but Prabhupada did not take advantage of it. Like, I want to see my glorification. I want to be there in the Bombay temple inauguration and see everybody glorify me. Those things don't sit in their minds at all. Well, yes, he would be happy. All the disciples would be happy. All the well-wishers would be happy to see Prabhupada. But this is one leela that many acharyas do really. A lot of them have done this in the past also. Prabhupada also did it. That Bhagavatam, he always writes in the purports in Bhagavatam, I want to complete this work for my pleasure of my Guru Maharaj, like that. Isn't it? But he couldn't complete it, only partially to the 10th canto. And same way, there are so many temples she completed, but he didn't, how should I say? He left it for the other devotees to do it. And that is how they let the parampara go. That is how they let the parampara grow, keep carrying forward. Nice point. Thank you, Suresh Babu. So can you read further?
Prabhuji, one point. Yeah. Prabhuji, we just discussed that Prabhupada had a vision and his disciples are still also, we are following everything. So what was it basically that Prabhupada has done? Was it his love or was it his discipline or what was that thing that...
I would say, Mataji, of course, his entire character is so pure because it is all full surrender to Krishna and spiritual master. His surrender to spiritual master is incomparable, inconceivable. Especially to the spiritual master's instruction. He was willing to risk his life for that. See?
Yeah.
And that is one side. And beyond that, what should I say? Like unconditional love and compassion to all the living entities. That pure love and that eager and that earnestness to save them, seeing them suffering, trying to save them from there. That is exactly how Prabhupada is able to capture Krishna in making such a big revolution in such a short time. Helping him make that. Right? Till now, nobody has been able to replicate it. Right? Even now, you suppose you open an ISKCON temple, even now, without Prabhupada's Murti in there, it can't even survive 1 year. It's a Prabhupada's Murti there that is making Krishna stay there. Otherwise, Krishna will leave.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, this example what you just gave, Prabhuji. Yesterday we had gone for book distribution, and we were trying to distribute books, but we were not able to. Hardly 1 or 2 books had gone, small books, but Dipti Radhika Mataji, Sachidanand Prabhuji's wife, she brought some from somewhere. They came and she brought Prabhupada's Murti along with her. And immediately there were at least 10 books which got distributed, Prabhu. So I just remembered, and it was really amazing. We all said, yeah.
So amazing, huh? That's a wonderful example. Real life example.
Yesterday only this happened, actually.
I didn't know. It's such a coincidence, huh? We are talking about the same thing here. Maybe Krishna wanted to bring this example. Even now, he is only distributing the books.
Yes, Prabhu, very much. Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing that wonderful experience. Thank you, Mataji. Gaurav Prabhu, and I also saw Shiva Prabhu raise his hand and put it down. But anyway, Gaurav Prabhu.
So Prabhu, just to add to what you were saying now, so I was there in Delhi temple, Delhi Radha Parthasastri temple. Just right, aside the altar, they have put one small board saying that purity is the force. So I was thinking like how Prabhupada, being so pure, had made His Holiness Gopala Krishna Maharaj so pure that there are many temples in Delhi right now. Prabhu. There are about 13 temples in and around Delhi. So I was thinking about,
my God, everywhere. Yeah,
yes,
I went to
Prabhu.
Dwarka temple. I went to Delhi temple also. My God, the crowd was uncontrollable. On Sunday, there's no space to even stand. People are just coming like big bunches. And the Nishingadev duty is so beautiful. Especially Prahlad Maharaj and Lakshmi, they were so amazing. Yeah, my God. I felt like when I went there, I felt like being there only. Yesterday also, before leaving, I thought the morning, I thought I will go and have a darshan, but unfortunately, I was too far away from the temple, and work was also there, so I couldn't make it. But you can just keep sitting there, and you see Radha Pasarthi, they are so cute, and Sitaram Lakshman and Gaurita. It is amazing. And then you see that the world's largest Bhagavad Gita.
Yes. Yes.
So nice, I was there uh, just 1 month before the temple opening, temple inauguration in 98.
99.
Yes, 98
Yes.
February, March. I was there, and they were still finishing up many things. Thing. And I was so amazed to see there. And then immediately I had to leave for the US. So I was not there for the temple opening, but that is so amazing. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so Anasaki Mataji wanted to say something?
No, Prabhuji.
Yeah, fine. Shiva Prabhu, yes.
Prabhuji, I think somewhere during May, June, we compared Narad Muni, Prabhupada, something like you like sun with center of attraction, and like air you purify wherever you go.
That's Vyasadev's glorification of Narad Muni. I think that we compared that, yeah. Nice, thank you, Prabhu. So nice. Okay, so shall we start reading? Some very interesting things are going to come after this because the fight is not over. Nair is dead, but the fight continues, He has let his legacy continue. Okay, so who wants to? This is a small snippet here. After that, the other things will start. So who would like to continue here?
May I read, Prabhuji? Meenakshi here.
Yes, Mat.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tamala Krishna and I considered that we need a proper place to stay, work, and store things, and we proposed to purchase a small flat on the ground floor of the nearby Chand Cooperative Housing Society. Prabhupada approved and moved on May 8. We made payment and took possession. We got a phone installed, and I would make calls to set up appointments for Tamal Krishna and me to collect funds for the Vrindavan. The work at Juhu was delayed due to legal complications. Tamal
So
Krishna was
phone getting installed is not a so easy thing. You know how many months we have to wait for, that too the landline, Nowadays, we just go purchase a phone, put the SIM. We don't know the hardships that the devotees had to go through. And now you see when your phone call comes and you don't take it, it comes as a missed call. But those ringing things, you will not know it's a missed call. Now, suppose you are not nearby the phone and you miss the ring, you don't know who had called. There's no digital things and all there. You have to pick it up when it comes. That's all. My God, so challenging. And
It
in
was
the middle
5
of
years.
that, if my Prabhu, sorry, Prabhu.
It was 5 years for me to get that landline.
Oh, we used to go to the opposite shop and wait for hours together for the call to come, Prabhu. We didn't have any messaging system at all. So if my friend say he'll call at 4 o'clock, we'll go at 3:55 and keep waiting. And we don't know if the friend was there at 3, 4 o'clock. If he's missed it, then we finished. That's it. So what kind of a life we had to lead, and now see how the life is. And still people are complaining. Let's continue. Sorry.
Tamal Krishna was insistent that I make a lot of calls. The best time to phone was early in the morning before people went to office. But sometimes I would want to chant more rounds first and would go to phone later. And Tamal Krishna would always ask how many phone calls and appointments I had made. One day, I had hardly made any calls, and when he asked me what had happened, I was afraid to tell him the truth. So I told a few little lies that I had tried to reach some people but couldn't get through, and I mentioned some names. Somehow, by Krishna's arrangement or my good or bad luck, Tamal Krishna spoke to one of the gentlemen I had falsely said that I had tried to reach and concluded rightly that I had lied to him. He became very angry, transcendently angry, and said, "You pretend to be pure and innocent, but you're not innocent at
Very
all.
pure and innocent.
You're very pure and innocent. You pretend to be very pure and innocent, but you're not innocent at all." He exposed the truth that I was a liar, and I felt purified by the experience, though it took me a few days to fully appreciate the value of what he had said. But eventually I did, and it helped me in my service.
See how
Dealing with
nice this one paragraph of one paragraph is such a nice lesson, right? You see, the tendency many of us go through also, when our god brothers or gods they of this of our same level or someone junior or some little closer to senior, whatever. When they say, we don't take it like a message that is very serious. But Viraj Maharaj is showing us that humility by explaining the full thing in honesty. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj also, you see, he's not an ordinary person. He's an amazing taskmaster, and he can drill iron rod through your heart if you want. He's so strict by his thing because of a commitment, And so he said these words, and he's able to. Giraj Maharaj is able to accept it and work on it. So you could have easily said, what Prabhupada is telling me this, who are you to say this? Many ways they could argue and make it into a more ugly scene. But this shows the humility that Maharaj is carrying. And he says that though it took me a few days to fully appreciate, which means he had struggled through to accept that. If somebody is saying that you are not pure, you have so many anarthas in heart, it will pain us very much, right? I can say that, Prabhu, I'm full of anarthas. I may say that, though whether it is from the bottom of the heart with full feeling, I may say, or just superficially to represent myself as a humble person, I may say. So many times we say that, like, Prabhu, I have so many anarthas, but we mean nothing out of it. We feel we are always pure. So for him to say this thing, right? He exposed the truth that I was a liar. It shows a amazing amount of humility in him. So nice. Okay, so let's move on to this really interesting part now. Who would like to read?
This is the purity, Prabhu. What you said, that purity, it is percolated to the disciples in each and every disciples of the Prabhupada.
Yeah. See, the important thing also we should learn is that we should not always think that only if spiritual master says I will accept, others say I won't accept. That is neophyte mentality. When if you're really honest and broad-minded, we should be able to listen to anyone's message and do some introspection on it. There should be some truth in what they are saying. So let me try to inspect what is there inside me that made them tell this statement. That is real humility. Krishna likes that. Krishna doesn't say you should listen only to me, you don't listen to the other pure devotees. That he never says. In fact, he says, if you listen to my pure devotees only, you become dear to me. Correct. So that is a very important thing, when we work through with our devotees and other devotees and services, etc. These are all the purifications that will happen to us. Otherwise, by default, see that Ganatra was just now telling. You see how Maharaj is putting two contrasting things in 2 pages, one here, one there. That Ravi Ganatra is writing under the leadership of Giriraj what they say, everything is going on nicely. So as soon as you read that, you feel elated. Hey, someone is glorifying me. Prabhupada would have read this and he might have acknowledged also, whatever. And you might have definitely appreciated, Prabhupada would have appreciated Giriraj Maharaj. He has said in a few places. But this side you come and you see when your other god brother, senior god brother is telling you that you are not a, you are pretending, you are a pretension case, then how it will feel, right? That's where the humility really comes into play. And Maharaj did not ignore it. Instead, he took it as a learning, as he said, and nicely he has opened it also here, opened it up here. There's no need for him to write a incident like this in a book where you are glorifying Prabhupada. But this is a very important instruction that Maharaj is giving.
Prabhuji,
yes.
In our case, I mean, when we are corrected, so telling about myself, I mean, we feel bad about it. That why mujhe kyun bola, aisa kyun bola, and then we keep on brooding. I think we discussed this when we were discussing that pastime of Ambarish Maharaj. So, I mean, in our case, I mean, to take that in the right spirit is very difficult, Prabhuji. As Maharaj said, I mean, it took him few days to actually.
Prabhu, it's a very deep struggle, Prabhu. That the struggle with our mind. It's a mind that is not allowing us to listen. That false ego, no, mind is controlled by the false ego, and the false ego doesn't allow us to accept it at all. Our false ego identifies only good things with us. Bad things about us, it will want to reject. No, I am good person. This is wrong. When somebody says good things about us, then the false ego will accept. This is what I am. So we identify ourselves with only the good qualities that people tell about us. We are never able to identify with the bad qualities people tell about us or are identifying us. But unfortunately, the other people identify only bad qualities with us, whatever they are saying or not saying. No? So that's the biggest mismatch there. I am thinking I am good. They are thinking I am bad. So the only way you can align with people is when you think you are bad. Right?
Prabhuji,
so the point, yes, Prabhuji, sorry.
Prabhuji, this sentence, the angry words of Tamal Krishna, if I listen every day in the morning, then I must start correcting myself to close to it. Is that exercise okay?
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. But see, the thing is, it is not that you are trying to pacify somebody. If somebody becomes upset with you or angry with you, you are trying to do something to please them. That is not the right approach. That will really burn us out. Because our idea is not to please so and so person, XX person. Then you will forget that you have to please Krishna and Guru. Except Krishna and Guru, no one else is your object of pleasing at the end of the day. Because you will go mad. You try to please your wife, you try to please your children, you try to please your parents, in-laws, so many other devotees, then where at the end will become like the same. The materialists, how they do. So pleasing is not our aim. Our aim is to see that there is no smoke without fire, we say, no? There should be something there. Every criticism has a grain of truth. That's what Maharaj would say. So you take that grain of truth and try to fix yourself. For me, that fixing myself or fixing some problem in myself is not to please that so-and-so person who had identified it. Fixing that problem, that anartha, is to make sure that my service to Krishna is offered with even more purity. So when I remove one anartha, then it becomes that much, to that extent, it's purer, right? So my service will be without hypocrisy. This is if you have to put it in straightforward words, this somebody will say it is duplicitous. That's what pretension means, right? Vamandev was pretentious. Chalayasi Vikramani. He was pretentious. Say like that, we are pretentious. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, here we are talking about people telling us the wrong things about us, in us. But many times it happens that we are wrong, we know, but people are not telling us. They are just trying to please us by saying sab kuch acha hai. So in that condition, we don't even come to know that we are wrong at times. Meaning,
no, but you are saying you just said we know we are wrong, but people are glorifying us, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
So so you see, that is what Tulya Ninda Sutir Mauni Santishto Yenachet. You see both are equal. Don't identify yourself with praise or the curse that people are doing. But in the sense that if somebody is praising you, you offer it to Krishna. It's only because of Krishna this quality is there, and somehow it is getting, people are attracted. When you see somebody criticizing you, you introspect and you fix it. Don't look at the person who is criticizing you. Immediately we become judgmental. Oh, this person doesn't like me. That is why he is claiming, is criticizing, like that. He totally transfer the blame on the other person, right? So it's ultimately, end of the day, how much you are being close to Krishna and Guru. You got it? The more closer we are to Krishna, we will listen to Krishna's voice.
Yeah, so we are saying that instead of listening to others, whatever praise or we are supposed to do whatever pleases Krishna and Guru. That's what we are saying.
Listen to the Paramatma's voice.
Prabhuji, just to add here, I mean, in this context that we are discussing, so there is His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj is saying, so he was in a senior position at that time, right? So in such scenarios, I mean, the tendency should be to please the superiors, right, Prabhuji? So
No. That's what I'm saying. It's the tendency to please the superior is wrong.
Okay.
The tendency to correct ourselves so that I can do service without duplicity and pray to Krishna for that capability or ability. That is the way we should do. Because what happens now, Prabhu? I have done this myself many times and gone through that grill. That's why I'm telling this. When we are attracted to some seniors, naturally we will try to please them. Right? There's nothing wrong. You like them, you want to please them. But eventually what happens is that will drag down into a mundane service. You understand? You want somebody to be pleased and appreciate you. How will they show their pleasure? By appreciating you, by glorifying you in front of others. Correct? So pleasing others has a subtle connection with my expectation for glorification. You get what I'm saying? So that should not be our aim. But it doesn't mean that I will do whatever, let him take whatever. Okay, that kind of insensitivity I'm not talking about. I will do it to the best of my ability for his or her liking. That's all. Beyond that, expecting something from them, it will really burn us out, because sometimes they may not say anything. They may just simply, they will say, you will cook all the things and give them. They will say, no, nothing. They will not say a single word, and then you'll be disappointed the whole day. Because you are expecting all through to get that word of appreciation, correct? So the whole idea should be that for the pleasure of Krishna, I am doing. And automatically others will be pleased.
But Prabhuji, it's always there, right? We should always try to please Vaishnava, and
that's what that is. Mataji, that statement is, it has two different meanings. So which context you are taking is what I am trying to say here. Pleasing the Vaishnavas is pleasing Krishna. That is definitely there. But pleasing the Vaishnavas does not mean expecting appreciation from them. That is the second context that I am talking about. You got it? When you say pleasing the Vaishnava, suppose some Vaishnava is coming to your home, right? You want to feed them nice prasadam. What will you do? Naturally, devotees will ask, Prabhuji, what will you like? Correct? Or you will say, you will get it through some other friends. Oh, what will Prabhuji like or Mataji like? Like that, you will get an idea and you will try to make that. And suppose after eating that, if they don't say anything and they say, happy, so I'm just going for this. How will you know that they are pleased or not?
Yeah, but Prabhuji, at least I'll have a satisfaction in my heart. I had did my best.
That satisfaction should come without even a word of appreciation or something that is coming from them. It should not be dependent on the word of appreciation or glorification from them. That's what my point is. If you're too much dependent on that, then it means we are subtly looking at the whole thing as with some glorification or my self-glorification, something. The only way to come out of it is that don't give any gap after the service. Just move on to the next service. Then you focus, you completely be absorbed in that other service. Then you will not have time to think about your previous service and what's happening, how did it work and all that. I mean, did they appreciate me? It's true. Like when you do some service to Guru Maharaj, they will say, yes, very good. Then we become elated. That is a nice, innocent feeling. That, like recently, one of the Matajis, Dr. Matajis in Bangalore, she was serving Solo Javadak Maharaj. And Maharaj, the first day he asked, what is your name and all that. Then next day, he talked to her, oh, my dear daughter, come here. I will teach you something like that. He was talking. So she was very happy. She said, Prabhuji, I am last 4 days, I'm walking 4 feet. I'm not on the ground at all. Like that she was telling. I was very innocent, that thing. But the, that glorification, whatever they are doing, should not make us puffed up. Should make us more sincere in our service. You should not become to this thing that, hey, I got Maharaj association, I got Maharaj appreciation, I got a letter. That kind of the pride or elation will not help in our service in a humble mood going forward. You get my point, Mataji? Does it help?
So it means to motivate ourselves if we are getting acknowledged, that is, but that motivation should not turn into pride or.
That yes, no, that motivation should not depend on the words of appreciation from the object of your service. That motivation should come from the very fact that you are enjoying that service. That's all. From your taste for that service. You got an opportunity to serve Krishna. You have to do it to the best of your ability. But it does not mean that suppose you don't get any reciprocation, then your service is wrong. That's not the way we should think about. Sometimes Krishna appreciates silently. Right? Guru appreciates silently. See, I have heard this thing that one personal servant, I don't know his name, was serving Sonnas Radhanath Maharaj in the very early days in Chowpatty. So he was very happy to serve Maharaj, and for some time he was serving. And then Maharaj would never speak a single word to him. Maharaj would never speak a single word to him. You look at the fan, he has to switch on the fan. Look at the light, he has to switch on the light. Again, you look at, he has to switch off the light. But when visitors come, Maharaj will laugh, joke, and talk, and so many times, so long he will talk. And then this Prabhuji was personal servant. He felt so upset that Maharaj is talking to everybody, all right, but not with me. Am I doing wrong or what? He was very morose, upset actually. And then after a few days, Maharaj called him and he said that, see, personal servant thing is not an ordinary thing. There's every chance that you will get puffed up. So it is my duty to protect your the consciousness, so that you do your service in the right mood. So that is why I didn't want to, because they know the mood, they know our mood. So accordingly, they will, spiritual masters do that. So this it's a very subtle thing that I will do a service and I'm expecting some glorification or appreciation out of it. Then that itself kind of brings that fruitive mentality into that service. Yes or no?
Yes.
On the one side, I have to do it to the best of my ability, but on the other side, no expectation.
Very difficult, at least for us. For me.
No, but that is because we are, see, somehow we got used to this thing that hey, I distribute books, I had to get, my name should be announced in this thing. Suppose I offer some donation, my name should be in the board. Like these are all things which they do it for the new people to get encouraged. But even though we may be progressing in our devotional service, we want all those things. No? Why? That is material aggrandizement. So it should not be in that competitive or comparative mode that we should do the service. That will spoil the fine fabric of our seva bhav. I hope that helps, Anand Mataji.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji, what idealistic situation. This is really very idealistic situation. I don't know.
No,
how
we have made
much-
it idealistic. This is the most realistic situation. We have made it idealistic, but by putting it to the side, like
Right.
see, like normally in our culture, every day people go to the temple. But what we do, every day we go to so many other places and we say, okay, Sundays we'll go to the Sunday feast. In the Sunday feast, love feast is all, honestly speaking, it comes from the Christian culture. That's where they will be doing that Sunday prayers and all that. Prabhupada, when he started the Western world, he saw that, okay, these people are going to the temple, going the church only on Sunday, so let me do Sunday love feast. Right? But actually, the culture is that every day they go to the temple, or any day they go to the temple. They don't go only for thing. So now what happens? If someone goes to any day other than Sunday, he is like a abnormal person. Right? So what was once normal becomes abnormal. Same way, what was once realistic becomes idealistic because of our what do you call how we slowly take it in a different direction. So.
But Prabhuji, my question is that how will we then get to know, that we have done it rightly?
You will get the
I mean,
satisfaction. You will get the satisfaction in your own heart. You don't see what does bhakti mean. What is that? Bhakti pareshanubhava viraktir anyatrascha strikayeka kalaha tushti pushti kshudapayanubhasaha. That verse is there in the 11th canto. No? When you eat, nobody has to come and tell that, hey, you have eaten nicely. It's tasting very nicely. That you will enjoy the taste yourself. You will know when the stomach is full. Nobody has to come and tell you that, oh, no, you have eaten enough. This is enough for you, like that. So bhakti is also like that. When you do the seva, in your heart, you will be tushyati janardanaha. When you do it in the right mood, then Krishna will be pleased. By this, yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado. When the spiritual master is pleased, Krishna is pleased. That's what the line means, correct? Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado. When Guru is pleased, Krishna is pleased. Yasya aprasadat na bhati kutopi. If he is displeased, there is no way for us to come out. No way that will be saved. So take the first line. If Guru is pleased, or if whoever Vaishnava is pleased, then Krishna is pleased. If Krishna is pleased, everybody is pleased. So we are also part and parcel of Krishna. So naturally, when Krishna is pleased, you will get the pleasure. And that is not only due through glorification. When somebody chastises, also will be pleased. Oh, thankfully they are identifying this part. Here, you see, Giraj Maharaj, when he goes through that grind of that pain, he actually feels pleased. And he says, and it helped me in my service. Right? When we become humble, we say, oh, that is a hypocritic thing that I did. I should not do it again. So that one another taken out means you feel so much more lighter and happier. And internally, nobody has to come and certify that, oh, you have done a good job. You will be satisfied yourself. And if something happened, you put some more salt or you didn't cook properly or whatever, and if that person doesn't say, then what will happen? You will come to know through when you suppose someone else will say, or you yourself eat and it will not be good. Then what will happen? You say, oh my God, I've offered such a bad service. Then you will go and offer apologies to that Vaishnava or to Krishna and vow that you will never repeat it again. So you will be very careful. So it is not a feeling of displeasure. It is a feeling of you become more watchful and careful. That's all. So devotees do not become too much elated also, or they don't become too much despondent also. You understand? Too much despondency is also due to pride. Prabhupada says that. That is also a point to note. So tulya ninda sutir mauni santushto yena kenachit. He treats both equally. Means it's not that he is rejecting both. He's accepting both, saying that if you are getting appreciation, saying Krishna, it's all from Krishna. Let it go back to Krishna. If the criticism was, oh, I should improve myself. I should make sure that I do it properly. So you take it in a positive way. Like that one Musalman was there. He was offering namas. He was not a literate person. He was just offering namas. So what do they call for that priest in Mullah? Mullah, what do they say?
Maulvi.
Maulvi, yeah. Yeah, Maulvi. So that Maulvi from the mosque, he comes and he tells this person, "Hey, what namas you are doing? Allah is daily complaining that this one is doing wrong namas. Go and tell him." So that person was offering namas. That man, he was jumping, dancing. Then that Maulvi was wondering, "Hey, I am sharing that Krishna is criticizing you and you are dancing." And he said, "Oh, at least he noticed me. That is enough for me, for my life." Even if it is wrong, at least noticed and told you to come and tell me. That is nice, no? Krishna wants me to improve. So when any criticism or when any chastisements come, it is for us to become more chaste. That is why that is called chastise. Magnetize, chastise. So they want to become more chaste. We feel happy that he is showing so much care and attention towards us.
Prabhuji, also, isn't it that Krishna, if we do some good thing or if we have done some good job, then Krishna reciprocates it in some way, even if though others
He
don't.
will. He will, but the reciprocation of that service through appreciation should not be the actual fuel for our bhakti bhav. Our fuel for bhakti bhav should not depend on that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, correct, Prabhuji. What I mean is, Mataji said, how will we
Then
come
we
to know?
become more conditional. If appreciation comes, I will do. If appreciation don't come, I will not do.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I really like that point of chastisement to become more chaste.
Yeah, we have to be chaste to Krishna.
Yes.
End of the day. So, okay.
One more question, Prabhuji,
Yes.
I have.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
can, like, definitely here, Giraj Maharaj was chastised and he took it as a, that I have to correct myself. But this is on us how we have to take it. Ca- can we correct our equals, or should we think that their superiors will correct them? If we see something,
Sorry, should we think what? Your voice is breaking. Should we think?
okay, can we correct our equals and juniors, or we should not, if we are not the authority?
Yeah, that is where authority does not mean that only one who is in the post. Authority means someone who is giving, who on their own command ask some questions. Now, for example, you are asking me a question. I don't hold any post or anything, but out of your own volition, you're asking me some question, right?
Correct.
So at this point, informally, I am you will say, you will think that I'm an authority. Suppose I tell some point, you accept it. You want to work on it. You may reject it also, but at least you're asking me, correct? So
Yes.
like this, many people will come and ask you. So when they ask, you tell, then you are in a safer place. If they don't ask, but still if they are in a listening mood, you can tell them. they are in a proper consciousness. Because service is more important, not just the correcting that person. That service should be done more properly, correct? That mode is not needed. Krishna service it is. And if you go and give free advice, nobody will accept it. Very, very important thing here is that when we are advising others, we should ensure that we ourselves are following it. That is why the authority goes wrong most of the time. If you really want your advices to be valued and followed, we should practice before we preach. Not we should practice what we preach. We should practice before we preach. I can't say that now I am preaching to you, you practice, later I will also practice. No, that don't work. Right? So equals lower than you, they can also be advice provided. You see them in a listening mode, and you see that they accept you as someone, as someone whose words should be valued. Otherwise, we are wasting our time and others' time also.
Yes. Yeah.
And more importantly, Krishna's time also.
Yes.
Nice question, Mataji. Really appreciate it.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Prabhu.
My worry is that I have to develop the transparency like Giriraj Maharaj is talking here. He's mentioning so clearly that how he lied it and all that is thing. He has so clearly mentioned it. So that daring to mention our mistakes or display our mistakes openly to elders or seniors is also a big quality, isn't it, for purification?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. And that's why Maharaj has put this example here. Learn from him, so that we can learn from him. Right? It's very important, because someone identifying our faults, the first thing we will do is we become defensive. And then we become provocative or whatever, we will try to ask questions further. How can you tell me? And then our mind will go and look at all the faults that it has observed in the other person, saying, oh, you are not that good. What right you have to comment on me? All these kind of things will come due to this false ego. This is where we remove that false ego from that point and then see face to face ourselves. Always it is said, it's good to have people with us who show the mirror on your face. This is what you are. That's the real good friend. Nindak nere rakhe, angan kuti chavai. Such an amazing thing it is. We should practice it. We should. These are examples through whom we understand. They are all great because of following these principles. They didn't become great because of their talents or because of meticulous planning of how to do this, that, etc. They became great because of these humble qualities that they possess. Again, he was asking Prabhupada that I will do my service. Prabhupada is very gently advised. The father wants, his leg is paining, right? Left leg is paining. The son wants to massage the right leg. Maybe okay for him, but actually Krishna wants the pain. Krishna's pain is the left leg. Father's pain is in the left leg. So that's where he would actually be pleased. And immediately he changed himself. So these are all examples from which you can understand from his personalities. Thank you, Prabhu.
One more thing, Prabhuji, asking for feedback. How am I doing, and how is it going? I mean, in your view, to the superiors or to the friends. I think in a way that also kind of helps. I mean, in relation to what Prabhuji was asking, right?
Yeah, but subtly, it should not be done with the expectation of getting only the positive things. Most of the time when we say we want feedback, it's a subtle way of, Prabhu, you haven't glorified me enough. Can you please glorify me?
So actually, feedback when we ask for it is positive, and others give it is always negative by default. Office mein, I mean, if somebody asks feedback देना, then we understand कुछ तो गड़बड़ है.
गड़बड़ नहीं, बहुत अच्छे किया, इसलिए expecting some positive feedback.
So nice. Prabhu, just to let you know, we just read 1-2 pages, we were supposed to read his dealings with Mrs. Nair also. In this way, if we go, we have to do every day, Prabhu, if you have to get further. I am more than happy. This is like something, frankly speaking, if I read alone, if I read alone, I relished it. But I am relishing it even more when I'm reading with you all, because so many things we could share, questions and discussions, isn't it? That's why we have to read together, Really, such as much this Bodhayantaha Parasparam is really good.
Yeah.
We will start dealings with Mrs. Nair next time, because this starts a new topic now. This is going to be the real masala area, or I mean to say, what do you call the real action-packed area? This is going to be. Just pages will just run fast from here. I mean, when you're reading alone, I don't think it will go fast if we read. Very nice. I'm so glad that all these nice introspective things are also coming through, because that's the whole purpose of Maharaj writing this book. It's not just to hear some story and just get glorified or glorify Prabhupada and go. This is to introspect and see, identify ourselves in that situation and see where we are. If I were in Giriraj Maharaj's place, would I have accepted the same way what Tamal Krishna Maharaj is telling? Right? This is one example, one paragraph. See how much it has led to the very nice discussion here. Amazing. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Advaita Acharya started preaching Mayava so that he can get chastised by Mahaprabhu.
Yeah. And that chastisement is always very enjoyable. Prabhupada says rascals. Actually, people enjoyed internally when Prabhupada says, that's the way you would say rascals. And when my Guru Maharaj also, when he was taking classes in Malaysia, New Zealand, and all these places, somebody will say something, he would say in a very, very nice way, he would say rascal, So by the end of the tour, everybody said, Maharaj, you didn't call me rascal, Maharaj. You didn't call me rascal, Maharaj. You only called him rascal, Maharaj. You did not call me rascal. So that is the sweetness of their purity, right? And whatever they say, it's a very enjoyable thing. Thank you, Prabhu. Kanak Prabha Mataji, so sorry. It's written Kanak Prabha. It's sorry, Mataji. Your initiated name is what is it? Your initiated name? I forgot. Hare Krishna, you are unmuted. She's from Hyderabad, Mataji. I think she's written the thing. I saw her unmuted, so I thought she was going to say something. Not able to hear her. Okay, it's 8:50. We'll have to stop here. With hesitation, and I think we have to stop here. We could have gone on. So nice. Thank you, Prabhu's Mataji, especially Anand Seki Mataji, for sticking on to her question. Sometimes people will say, okay, I should not bother further. I should probably say, okay, we'll stop here. But she really wanted to get the clarity for her question, and she kept asking more. It's nice. The churning is very good.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for
Thank you,
appreciating
Mataji.
me for such a small thing also.
No, it's not appreciating, it's the truth. It's the truth, actually. It helps because when you ask more and more, that's what throughout the scriptures you see the same questions will be asked multiple times in different ways. Arjuna asked the same question in Bhagavad Gita 2-3 times. And in Bhagavatam also you see Parishit Maharaj and all, they ask the same question repeatedly. Why? Because they want complete connection. To say, okay, no, what if it's like this? What if it is like that? From all angles. So, thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll stop here. Krishna willing. I think we should be able to have Saturday morning, the usual Bhagavad Vichar will have, Krishna willing. And then next week is a little bit tight, but you will see. I'm not sure about next week's Prabhupada Smaranam on the usual timing. If it is going to be a bit challenging, we'll do it on another day or alternate timing. I hope that will be only for next week.
What
Yes,
about
it will be
25th? Christmas Day, Prabhu? Christmas Day 25th. Will you have some time?
Prabhuji, that week is like filled with, I'll be in Rajkot, Krishna Willing, and Maharaj Vyas Puja and services, and we have to, so many things are there, Prabhu. Actually, in fact, entire next week is packed, but what I was thinking is that maybe one of the days we will see if we can have 1 hour of time to do Prabhupada Smaranam one day and Vichar another day. We will see if it works. I will keep you informed how things go. And thank you so much for accommodating the changes and everything. So appreciate it. So by default, we will keep Thursday for Prabhupada Smaranam going forward. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhu's Mataji's Dandavad Pranam. We'll see you soon. Hari Hari Bol.
Perhaps,
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good.
Dandavad Pranam.